And Karen Casey is their most experienced bowler, the most successful bowler for Nepal in this unit. He's been around the park for a while, so he'll be hoping to get the ball, as we say, on that length and hope to get it moving laterally. He's a skiddy customer, and he should, with the new ball, be able to get something in these conditions.
So 107 is the target for the Netherlands to draw first blood for them in this World Cup. Ambitious, aggressive, and that's exactly what Nepal have to be.
And maybe balance it with a bit of calmness and patience. Let the story develop. Bowl a few dots and get a reaction from Netherlands. I think the pitch, the conditions demand consistency, and the ball will wobble around both ways.
Well, one of the great things about coming to World Cups is finding new talent. And they say that this fellow on strike, Levitt, is exactly that. Just walking forward on that occasion. So not going to be kept sitting back on a line and length. And he's already said to the bowler, I'm going to invent against you. Impact was always high, always going over the top, which brings Max O'Dowd onto strike. Good shape, really good shape.
He's got some skill, Karen Casey, and he's got experience here in Rod Tucker of Australia as well, 59 years of age, and umpiring is so essential to the game. Langton Roseri, Zimbabwean, much younger, but making his own way in the international game. Good to see that there's Zimbabwean here.
Outside edge, just falls short of first slip. Might even think about bringing another slip in. I mean, I've just got to bowl the Netherlands out here. They just have to take the bull by the horns and say, look, we haven't got enough to defend in terms of 20 overs, but if we bowl a good line, if we get the outside edge of the bat, we must ensure that it carries. And for that reason, they also have to be a bit more aggressive in their behind the wicket field placings and come up a yard or two. Make sure those edges carry.
Rather be up than shot on this track. Well, the strats are pretty interesting, and it felt that way, boys. Nepal today, 47.2% play and miss in the power play. This is the highest by any team in T20. So credit to Netherlands really for just hitting that length, ball after ball. They had a plan, it worked perfectly in the first 6. Just mirror that plan, Nepal. Make sure that you hit that good length area and hope for the best.
Oh, without getting a wicket, that's about as good a start as you could expect from your first over. Just the 2 runs from it, 2 for none. It's a strong Netherlands side in terms of experience. 1 or 2 new players to this level, but a lot of those names very familiar to the World Cup, the 50-over World Cup in India just at the end of last year, and a side that performed exceedingly well in that, causing the odd upset. Sampal, who was a survivor from Nepal in terms of T20 World Cups. 66 matches under his belt, needs wickets.
It's quite a rarity that you get surfaces in T20 where your technique and temperament is tested. I just feel that batsmen these days have got a better plan, a foolproof plan when it comes to hitting the ball, and not such a great plan when it comes to be around. Make sure that you're playing a technical hand. There are more flops than hits.
Well, he goes after it, but has he made an early mistake? This has gone very high, but safe hands, and the crowd has gone absolutely nuts here at this early success. Goodness me. Huge breakthrough early.
Yeah, I mean, he hits the ball hard, but the conditions were not favoring this kind of a strong hit. And very good catch in the end, because the ball was up in the air for a very long time, and that's the other thing that Nepal needs to do better right throughout this bowling innings, to catch well, to feel well. And so Levitt has gone after scoring 1, Netherlands 3 for 1.
Vikram Singh, very experienced as well. Left-hander comes to the crease way too early from the Netherlands' point of view. They have lost the wicket in just the second over. It's not a very big run chase, but it could be a dangerous one. And Nepal getting exactly what they wanted. Gee, that catch was taken easily, wasn't it? It comfortably pouched. It went so high.
They've got a reputation, Nepal, as a good fielding team.
Great direction. Look at them hunting in. Look at the aggression inside the circle.
That's what they do. They try to sort of maximize the little 1%ers. They know they're not as gifted and experienced with the bat as some other teams, and Rohit Patel will have spoken to them about that. But the length that they bowled so far, this is the wicket ball. That's the length we talked about, a test match line and length, and force the batters to hit you off of that by taking a risk. Eric takes an easy catch, and he's a good fielder.
Yeah, the average age is 23, so it's a young squad, young team, and it shows the way they feel it so far. Well, we know we keep on harping on the value of keeping things simple. It's a tough job to keep things simple in cricket, but that is what you want from Nepal. Up front with the new ball, 4 overs like that. No experimentation, no heroics needed. Just do that simple line and length stuff.
When you've only got 105 or 106 on the board, it's very hard to exert scoreboard pressure, but they're doing their best. They're doing it best with a really aggressive attitude inside the circle, which is admirable. He's going to change his line and go round the wicket to the left-hander.
I'm with you on the 2 slips thing, by the way. The length has been very, very good. 2 of the more, you talk about the average age there, Ramesh, but 2 of the more experienced guys with the new ball, Karen Casey and Sampal, and that's what they've done so far. You can see the length. 1 delivery that's up there in the slot, 60% in the length and 30% short. Now that'll evolve as they go through the innings, perhaps, but that's a good way to start with the new ball for a few overs.
Terrific start. outstanding effort this from Nepal. They are in for the fight. It's 3-1.
And it's good for Sumbulkami to get that wicket, because in 2024, I think he was wicketless in 7 out of his first 8 games for this year. He's become better at wicket taking in the last 2 T20 internationals, one against Hong Kong, where he picked up 3 wickets, and 1 here today.
Well, the Netherlands will look at this, and if they can get home here, and they're a long way from it at this point, they'll look at South Africa and say, hello, remember Adelaide? And then Bangladesh, and they'll be thinking good things, but they haven't got this job done yet. An edge, it goes in the air, and again, putting pressure on the batsman running through.
It's a scary group, isn't it, when you look at that, right? This, to me, I want to find a better term to describe the group. But when you see the teams in this group here, if you slip up against a few teams here, teams that are slotted in as favorites could be struggling. This is a very tough group with Bangladesh, South Africa, Sri Lanka, who went down yesterday, Netherlands in here as well.
Well, Sri Lanka's run rate too, think about that. Sri Lanka's run rate was really badly damaged by being bowled out very cheaply.
So this is why Netherlands would want to win. First, put yourself in a position to win, and quickly, if the opportunity presents itself, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but if you can win it, you get close, win it quickly for net run rate, but you have to win it first.
I go back to the last T20 World Cup when New Zealand played Australia at the Sydney Cricket Ground, and New Zealand beat up on Australia. And from that point onwards, Australia were always chasing because of run rate, always chasing the tournament as opposed to being in front, being chased. And that's the effect of a heavy early loss can do.
So that Sri Lanka-Bangladesh game then becomes a knockout for Sri Lanka. If they lose that, they're out.
Gee, this is good. This is so impressive. So disciplined early from Nepal.
Kushal Bertel hovering at that point area is a good fielder, one of several really electric fielders. And folks, wherever you are in the world, you're watching, at the moment anyway, some good length bowling. Slip is coming out. Not sure I agree with it, but he's coming.
Me neither, I'm with you. Another wicket now. 2 for 4 or 4 for 2. Try chasing 106 with that start. Glorious, absolutely glorious reply. That is a statement from Vikram Singh.
Yes, he's an attractive player through the offside, doesn't always cover the line of the ball, stays inside the line of the ball and then whacks it. There's back and across movement, and then sweetly timing it through the offside.
And there you get a sense of the atmosphere here in Dallas, folks, because a dot gets a standing ovation and a cover drive, not a whisper.
Who's?
No slip, he's gone, Bish, your slip is gone.
That would have gone straight down the throat of that slip fielder. Rohit Padel's a young man. They're still looking to learn and make their way in the game. But that slip came out 2 deliveries ago. And that would have gone straight into his midriff. But it's vacant.
Moments, big moments. Boundary in the over. Catch that might have been, but it's 12 for 1 after 3. For those that are not all that familiar with this game, and there will be people watching around the world that aren't, the power play situation from the bowling point of view is between overs 1 and 6. Only 2 fielders outside the inner circle, and there's not one there protecting that area. That's a lovely shot from O'Dowd.
More orthodox in style. And this was a beautiful shot. You've got to admire the balance, making sure they hit it in the vacant area, acreage of space on the leg side, in the slot, and away she went.
So get your length back, get back to your length. 2 of the 3 boundaries hit have been off deliveries that have missed their length. Some of you played with Max's dad, leading run scorer of the Netherlands in the last 2 T20 World Cups. What was his dad like?
Similar stature, solid, quite stylish right-hand batsman. Good thinker of the game. Captaincy material, good leader. So he's got good genes. He's learnt well.
And a big rugby man.
Big rugby man. I asked him actually earlier, I interviewed him, he gets to be back in New Zealand about 2 months a year. Such is that style of his life at the moment with his cricket. And that is a sacrifice that a lot of these players that play for sides like the Netherlands, who are transient players. For instance, Levitt was born in Cape Town, qualifies by his residency on his mother's side, and that you see that a lot in the associate nations, the United States and Canada, the 2 teams we did the other day. So for Max O'Dowd, it's a similar situation. Just got that well enough, Vikram Singh. In fact, got a little better than I thought initially. And this is a good over, because this is breaking the shackles and putting it back at Nepal.
Yeah, 2 more or 3 more overs like this, and Nepal will be under pressure. It's a massive strike. Strong balance as he was hitting that ball down the ground, and that's a much better option for him rather than going across the line over mid-wicket or square leg.
Still only 2 players allowed outside the circle. We're only in the 4th over, and 2 more after this, so that puts pressure on the fielding captain, pressure on the line and length.
The pitches across this World Cup, they'll vary here in the USA, playing slightly different to what we're seeing so far in the Caribbean, but I hope that we get some of those that facilitate good batting and high scoring. Variety is the spice of life. I'm not disappointed to see bowlers coming into their own, but you want variety and true pitches.
Good length, not a lot of carry through towards the keeper though, but a better over for the Netherlands at 21 for 1 after 4. Yeah, there was a school of thought too, Bish, about that. We witnessed a game here 2 days ago, Canada and the USA, nearly 400 runs. So it was a good surface throughout the match, clearly. Yet we're playing on a new pitch today, and there was a school of thought that said, what was wrong with the other one for another game? And some people will look at the first innings bowling effort and say it was bowler friendly.
A lot of this crowd, some of them were here for that first game between USA and Canada, and probably the overhead conditions also had an effect today on how the seam bowlers went in particular. Maybe. Good young all-round cricketer in the making, Gulshan Jha, 18 years of age. And what I like about him is that he hits the bat hard, right? He's 18, but in that dugout now, in the Nepalese dugout, you've got two former West Indian coaches, Monty Desai, who was a batting coach for the West Indies, head coach now of Nepal, but they've got Roddy Estwick now as their bowling consultant, former West Indies bowling coach out of Barbados. And I am hoping personally that Roddy can help Gulshan, who's a useful batter, good enough to bat at 3 on 1 or 2 occasions, but with his bowling in particular, seeing that he's still 18 years old.
That's classy. Very, very classy. As good a shot as you'll see from a left-hander square of the wicket.
This goes on to show you the trueness of the track, and if you get it an inch wrong, then you'll be put away like that. Missed the good length area. It was kind of a hard tracker. Stayed in the crease and played a lovely shot. Very attractive to watch. Keep it within the stumps. I think that needs to be the theory here, the script. There's more protection now on the offside. Some of the tricky pitches may just get the associate members more into this World Cup, because the recognized lot are not really used to playing on tricky pitches, and so just make it that much more interesting at times.
Got a bit of repair work being done on the bat of Vikram Singh, and some great shots from around the ground. About 20 minutes from the CBD in Dallas. Pulled back the curtains this morning. I must confess, I didn't think we'd be seeing much cricket, because over the last 2 to 3 days when it's rained here, it has seriously rained. Beautiful hub. There's a horse racing circuit just across the road. And this, of course, a former baseball ground, and you look at that, the main stand, home plate was just in front of the main stand, and we're sitting in about, a commentary box would be deep centre field probably. And what we have not missed out on today is atmosphere. We've wondered, I'll be the first to put my hand up and say, what kind of crowd, what kind of atmosphere we're going to get for Nepal playing against the Netherlands in Dallas. I'm amazed, absolutely amazed, and more than pleasantly surprised with what we've seen here. It's been absolutely fantastic. And if the idea to bring a World Cup to a place like the United States, to expand the global nature of the game, you look out the window, so far, I got to say, yeah.
And therefore, teams like Nepal, with the kind of support that they have, the fan support, need to be encouraged. You just cannot miss out on the opportunity of the craze that the Nepalese have for cricket. And 90% of the crowd today are rooting for Nepal.
Bowling effort, you know, if they don't get up here, Nepal are going to dread the batting effort, because they've done enough here in the park to suggest 140 might have been really, really nice. Free hit. Mistake.
The umpire has awarded a free hit to the Netherlands.
Captain bowler having a chat here. The tactic is all about length. Where are your fielders? Where's the protection you've got? Got a third man and a deep backward square leg. What length are you going to do to minimise the damage?
Hard length. Yeah, I want to pick you up on that point, Ed. We talk about the associate nations. I'm all for letting bigger teams tour their nations. West Indies tried by sending their A-team recently. And the reason I'm saying that is because you look at all the associates. The challenge for them is not the bowling. I can take Jack Matthews off the street and make him an efficient enough bowler. I'm not saying bowling is easy, but the hardest part technically is batting, and that's where most associates tend to fall down. Not the bowling so much, occasionally yes, but the batting perspective is so much harder technically.
Just a single to end the 5th over in this run chase. And the Netherlands are now 30 for 1.
Required rate, just over 5. And they're handling that pretty well at the moment. The Netherlands finding themselves 30 for 1. And lost the wicket of Michael Levitt. Exciting talent for the Netherlands. Youngster with a very good strike rate, but not seeing the best of him today. Keep an eye on him though through the rest of the tournament. His partnership is just what the Netherlands would have required. 3rd over now for Karen KC. Got away with that.
In the power play, they started over pitching. We showed you one a couple of overs ago where 60% was in that good length. It is drifted occasionally, short or full of that. Netherlands were very good in their first effort.
Oh, brilliant. Maybe just lift Nepal a little bit. It'll certainly lift the crowd as well.
Artie fielding at extra cover. Those types of saves can certainly lift the side, and you don't have a total or a very significant total to deal with. Just builds that pressure against the opponent, lifts the crowd. 99% of the crowd are here supporting Nepal.
He's just finding a little area here that's causing a few problems at the moment in this over. He's been very economical already, as Karen KC is very experienced. They're sticking with him at the moment. They want another wicket. Dowd is on 10 from 11. A couple of catches behind square on the offside. He wants leg side, does O'Dowd, and he picks that up beautifully.
I think first intentions were looking to lift this over mid-on. But the ball just caught the inside edge and went for 4. With enough muscle behind it to get it to the boundary.
Max, take it again, a little bit closer.
It's quite a unique backlift for Max O'Dowd, and we're in the land, of course, of baseball, of NFL, of NBA as well. But you see the pickup and how high he holds the bat, almost above his shoulders, as the bowler starts running in.
Yeah, it's a good tight finish to the over. And the end of the power play as well. It's 36 for 1.
Talk about NFL and of course the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, a magnificent structure not too far away from here. Horse racing track in the backdrop there.
I'm just talking about the backlift.
Very, very similar to the former South African captain Faf du Plessis, where he gets his hands up nice and high. You do see it a lot, particularly in this format of the game. Players like to get their hands high and in some occasions away from their body just to be able to access power. And it allows that bottom hand to come into play to force the ball over the ropes.
Well, didn't see a lot of turn in the first game, USA up against Canada, but we've seen seam off this pitch. And now we're seeing maybe just a little bit of turn here from Irie.
The batting pair don't have to do anything silly here. They just need to rotate the strike. The field's been spread, so there's plenty of easy ones to pick up. Put the pressure back on the bowling unit, and there will present the boundary opportunities.
Bowl a lot at the beginning of his T20 international career. Was bowling in one-day internationals using the longer format, but he's worked quite hard at his bowling over the last few years. He's known for his batting, his big hitting, his strike rate. He's worked hard in his bowling, and he's actually been a nice asset for Nepal over the last few years. And he's keeping it tight at the moment. Yeah, everything is in the favour of Netherlands right now, but T20 cricket changes so quickly. Just get a couple of good overs, a couple of wickets, bit of pressure, and things change. Get this crowd up and going again. Oh, and the pressure nearly tells. Does well to stop it. That's 37 for 1.
Looking to force this with power through point, hitting the outside edge and just falling short of the short third. Very good first over. Again, Vikram looking to just force the ball a little bit too much against the spin.
Tom, you were just talking about the Netherlands not having to do anything silly. They don't need to force anything. Just keep going, because everything's in their favour at the moment. But a little bit of pressure. And I nearly saw a breakthrough for Nepal. Avinash Bahara is known as a closing over specialist. He's got very good Yorkers, does Bahara. Well, they wanted a good start and they've had a solid one, haven't they?
Yeah, an early wicket which lifted not only the team on the field but the crowd, but then there's a couple of beautiful drives through the off and leg side. It's just got the Netherlands going in those power play overs. Vikram Singh with a couple of stylish drives. It's always so interesting seeing the approach of teams chasing small totals. Sometimes they forget what is important, and that is making sure that they're picking up the easy ones that are presented. The field has spread since the power play overs, and there are plenty of easy ones, but it's nearly feels like both the batting pair are looking more so for the boundaries against just trying to knock the ball into space and put the pressure back on the bowling unit.
Got to be very quick. He was called through by his partner. It was the non-striker's call. Just seemed to take a little bit of time to get going. Wasn't maybe expecting to go for the run.
Excellent fielding. The bowler didn't know where the stumps were. He just looked to flick the ball down onto the stumps and just missed it. Would have been a real tight call. When you look at the score, it's pretty even, Stevens. It's just that Nepal had lost one extra wicket. This is in the air. This is in the air. Dropped. Nothing is going right for Nepal. They needed this wicket badly. This will cost them.
Sampal out there at deep square. He just never looked settled under this. Therefore his balance wasn't there. His head was moving constantly. He missed what you'd have to say is a chance that needs to be taken.
He's causing a little bit of problems at the moment is Avinash Bohara. Avinash's name actually means one who cannot be defeated. Hopefully he doesn't feel defeated after this, because he's caused a few problems in this over already, and we've seen some pressure also built from the other end. Should have been taken. They needed that wicket. It's just a little passage of pressure though. 41 for 1.
Netherlands getting a little edgy, isn't it? It's not a total where you should be panicked or look to play big shots. Just, as Tom said, just knock the ball around. Just look for singles, rotate the strike. His partnership's already 38. They don't have to be rational.
It's been a while since Nepal could celebrate a wicket. Where does that breakthrough possibly come from? Excellent. The fielding will help. We saw the Netherlands, how good they were in the field, whether it was the outfielding or the catching. They were set at a good standard. Nepal need to do the same.
Nepal got to make sure that they keep taking wickets if they want to stay in the game.
Big appeal. And the umpire answers in the affirmative to the bowler. A little look at his partner. But in the end, Vikram will have to go.
Too close to play that shot. It was pitched up delivery, a little bit more flight, a little slower. But the length did the job for Avi. It's nice and full. Too close to play that shot. Hit the back leg. So it's good that he's not gone upstairs or he didn't ask for a review, because that ball was crashing into the stumps. 43 for 2. Singh gone for 22.
Brand Engelbrecht walks to the crease. The interesting thing is, Nepal, when they were batting, they were 43 for 3 at the same stage. And now, the Netherlands are 43 for 2, and since the power play are 7 for 1. So, a quiet passage of play here, created by the pressure from the bowlers from both ends, and that's just what Nepal need. The fielding's got to back it up as well. What a story Engelbrecht has. He played for the South African under-19s. Moved over to the Netherlands, actually for work, not for cricket. And he stopped playing cricket, and then eventually was playing a bit of club cricket. And found himself on a journey back to the Netherlands side. He played in the World Cup last year. Right in front. Saying umpire's call on the impact of the stumps, but it did look like it was plumb. I understand the decision from the umpire.
Yeah, that last wicket was a good example of what I was referring to. Instead of looking for boundaries, just look to rotate the strike. It was a full pitch delivery, could have been worked into the leg side for 1 or 2. By picking up the singles and nearly getting a runner ball, it just puts the pressure back on the bowler, and that is when that boundary opportunity is produced, because he then goes searching for something different.
That's a good over from Nepal. It's 46 for 2. Reached a very interesting phase of this game. It was tough for Nepal up front. You would feel that this is the better of the batting conditions at the moment. Netherlands bowled well, they fielded well, hence Nepal making 106, not even completing their 20 overs. We have hit a very interesting phase of this game. Netherlands now 2 down. Yes, they've got a lot of batting to come. But the question is, from here on in, how do they approach this innings? You'll be able to see from the players' shirts a very strong breeze that's going across this ground. Not more than we had the other day. Oh dear. Well, this pressure's is continuing on Netherlands. Well, it's an encounter we've actually been looking forward to, and we thought we might not see this encounter this morning because it was raining and overcast and a bit miserable. Unfortunately, the weather smiled on us here in Texas. Got an excellent crowd in, and the Netherlands just under a bit of pressure. Feature of the game at the World Cup last year was their running between the wickets, the Netherlands.
Is a good player, no doubt. A very unique style of picking up the bat. There you go. Plays with the open face of the blade and prefer to play sort of square of the wicket. Very unorthodox. Can put off the bowlers at times. This is smart cricket. This is what Modi was just talking about. 50 up for Netherlands. Required run rate 5.43. Nothing much in it.
Engelbrecht moved over to the Netherlands for work and was playing a little bit of fun club cricket sort of through the weekend, and just kept going and eventually found his way back into the Netherlands side, qualified, and Found himself playing at a World Cup in India last year. He's always known as a fantastic fielder in the South African circles. Managed that over nicely, the Netherlands. It's 10 overs now have been bowled. It's 52 for 2 with a target of 107. They need 55 from 60. And we're going to have a break in the heat for a drink.
That's 50 up for the Netherlands at the drinks break. After 10 overs of play. Total score 52 runs. A loss of 2 wickets.
Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to be a musician to participate in this next video, guys. I know you can get loud, you can get louder and louder. Drum kit! Let me see who plays the drum. You guys got some skills, that's for sure. Oh, that guy has definitely played before. Oh, but the guy next to him maybe not so much. I'm just kidding, you guys all are crazy. I wish I could play like that, honestly. Seems like playing the long bells there with their sticks, you guys. Honestly, I just play with creativity. Oh, okay, we got some real drums. I like that. Nice, nice TV. All right, thanks for drumming along. Let's start a band. You guys want to start a band? All right, I'll bring the guitar. Someone bring a bass. I already got the drums. Does anyone here play keys? You want to join my band? They're really nice. I like them. We can go on tour and sign some neat autographs. Keep drumming, guys. You gotta move that energy up. All right. Feel the rhythm, guys. Hang on, I'm getting back. Nice job. Thanks for drumming along with us, guys.
2 down for 52 after 10 overs. So Netherlands need just 55 from 60 balls. If they do not have a lot of accidents, that should be a win for them. Right, magical moments. Who can forget this? Yuvraj's 6 sixes.
Last ball of the innings. And he's put it away into the crowd. 6 sixes in an over. Yuvraj Singh finishes things off in style.
Incredible moment that. Languid elegance and brute force combined in Yuvraj. Here we go then. A little bit of a pause and proceedings begin. 52 for the loss of 2. Trial by spin. Let's see if Nepal wins the next 2 or 3 overs. Still touch and go. Add 2 more wickets to 60 for 4, and then it becomes that much more exciting. That is what Nepal need to think. Wickets. Oh, lets himself down. Netherlands ekes the 4.
When you have such a small target to defend, you cannot afford to give away easy runs. This should have been stopped. A lazy effort. A very late dive. The ball was gone.
disappointment.
There's a bit of momentum building in this partnership. We've seen boundaries, we've seen singles. The run chase tests your temperament. And we know that some of these teams who do not get that kind of exposure can fumble and fall.
This pitch not as tricky for Netherlands as it was for Nepal in the first inning. First inning, there's so much overcast conditions. The ball did a lot, but it's not that difficult to get this total on this pitch now. It's not spinning and swung a little bit early on, but spinners, if you have to chase down this sort of total, and you're looking for the required run rate under 6, it shouldn't be an issue.
Nicely played. Good strong wrist through the leg side for a couple of runs. Good running, is it? Funling dive in from the batsman, but this pick up 2. And it's 61 for 2.
I know it's asking a lot to hit the stumps from out there, but I think if that had hit the stumps, I wonder if the batter would have been short of his ground at that non-striker's end. Yep, would have been short. It's asking a lot, but
swing in power play today. Netherlands swung it at 1.4 degrees, Nepal 0.9. So less for Nepal with the new ball in the second innings. Netherlands backed it by bowling that immaculate liner length around that off-stump channel. Gulshan Jah coming on to bowl.
And again, Waqar Ramiz and previous commentators have been talking about how you go about winning this game, and it's worth mentioning before that this is perhaps I wouldn't say the toughest group, but could be the most volatile group of the 4 in this tournament. So while you find a method, you're absolutely right about Netherlands trying to go about winning the game. You want to try to do it as quickly as possible to put your net run rate in the best position. Get to a point where you feel you're secure enough to win it, and then do it as quickly as possible if you're allowed to.
Oh, that's a smashing cover drive. Beautifully put away, and there is a deathly silence around the ground.
Well, this will help the cause which you're talking about. That this was a beautiful cover drive, nice stride in, leaning into the shot and picking the gap. He's a good player. Fantastic cover drive. I think teams are a little worried. That's a beautiful shot, no doubt in that. Teams are a little worried in the start of the tournament. They just don't want to have any mishaps, so they just want to win the game first. I totally understand, and I'm with you on that, that you get into a situation, win the game quickly, get on the board and put your run rate in order in the start of the tournament. But I feel in the previous games I've seen that the teams are a little bit holding back. They just want to get into the tournament.
Yeah, that's one perspective, Waqar. I'm still for putting yourself in a position like with 20 runs to go, win it quickly. I've seen it too often in multi-team tournaments and franchise tournaments. In fact, I watched the IPL, and every single season for the last 7 seasons, it happens where teams think, let's win first, don't look after their net run rate early enough in the tournament, and every single year, a position for qualification comes down to net run rate. I've said this many times, and it's an observation, an empirical observation that happens. So once you, if you're Netherlands, put yourself in a position with wickets in hand, and let's say 20, finish the game. Once you secure that position, first game or last game.
And they are in this situation right now. I think they have probably secured run rate and required run rate under 5. So maybe just take 4 or 5 overs to finish this game. They can hit big. The pitch is not doing much. Just be a little bit more aggressive.
You can do it too by hitting the gaps and running. There are gaps there. Make sure that you don't have any dot balls or minimize dot balls. It doesn't only have to be 6s and 4s. Don't let dot balls build up.
It's 2 down for 69.
I'm a big fan of Nepal cricket and Netherlands cricket. I love the way the Netherlands make all the sum of their parts work together, and what Nepal are doing with their fan base here, and what they are going to do in international cricket if given the opportunity to please the multitudes.
And I think the exercise begins at home in the domestic cricket, where they play more 3-day cricket than 20 overs. We know they have this T20 league in Nepal, and there's a lot of young blood coming through the ranks. There's a lot of interest regarding the game, but it's just that to understand the game more and how to go through highs and lows in a run chase or batting first or bowling second, you've got to go through those drills and make sure that you develop a good 2-day or a 3-day game plan, strategizes.
And then we've seen pictures on social media right now on the crowds, the throngs that are gathered watching this contest. Hello to all of you in Kathmandu or wherever you are.
Well, the entire Kathmandu is here, Bish.
This is not even 0.5% of them, Ian Smith. The other thing is, I was talking to one of the coaches, and they say when West Indies went there were like 20,000 people in the ground. It reminds us, throwback to the days before social media and cable television, where you see old photos of test matches and ODI games, and the ground is filled to capacity with people because there weren't any other distraction.
And that's interesting from you, Bish, because some people would say there weren't any other options, but you said distractions.
Well, my central focus point is the cricket. You're one for semantics, Ian Smith. I think it's distractions from real life, from the issues, escapism I call it, from other issues of what we call real life.
Bit of a TED talk from Ian Bishop.
I'm not mocking you, I'm agreeing with you. I totally agree with you on the distraction side of things and how far it's gone to the detriment of a lot of things.
He has played it well. He's played a very good innings here. 2 down for 71. 106 all out Nepal. Captain playing a good innings of 35. Bowled out in 19.2 overs. Oh, has he got a tickle to it? They're going for it. Well, I think the non-strikers is making his way out, I think. We've got to
TV
have a
umpire
better
to
look at this.
director, we have an umpire referred for a run out at the bowler's end. Can I have your best signal replay? Just roll back. I would like to see whether the bowler has made contact with the ball. Yeah, from there, yeah. Just roll back once again. I can see that ball has deflected off the hand of the bowler. Satisfied the bowler has made contact. Can I have your side or replay? Rolling. Yeah, freeze the replay. I can see the batter is short of his ground as the bell lights up. I'm satisfied. My decision for the big screen is
what a way to go. Loud cheer from the Nepalese crowd. A massive breakthrough, a massive lucky breakthrough. Engelbrecht has got to go back. He's playing a very good innings here. Steady and calm he was at the crease, getting up partnership rolling. Gets 14 of 16 and it's 3 down for 71.
For the Netherlands, the captain, number 35, Scott Edwards.
What is the captain thinking? In at number 5, Scott Edwards. They need a partnership. They need a partnership at a good rate. Finish this game ASAP. Do they have the courage or the form?
Well, the one thing you know about Scott Edwards is that if he bats for any amount of time, he'll be busy. And by busy, I don't mean necessarily boundary hitting, but he will run hard between the wickets. Against spin, he will play sweeps and reverse sweeps, and let's see the backing up here. He wasn't too far out, but it's the risk you take when you leave the crease in totality before you know where the ball has been hit.
Without a more conventional striker of the ball. Doesn't really believe in ramps and cute shots. More steady, hitting the ball down the ground. You've got to know the game of your partner also. Make sure that you're not out of the crease if he's a good straight driver. I remember Javed Miada, the great Javed Miada, telling me never to straight drive a ball because, according to him, it was the most useless shot. Because against spinner, one possibility that you provide to a spinner is getting caught in bowls. So always look to drive through mid-off or mid-on rather than straight driving the ball.
It's all very well for him to say. I mean, he could turn his bat round and play with a handle when it came to playing spin.
Oh, slow ball. The finger is raised. We have a game on our hands. Another wicket goes down. They're looking for a review here. Is there any blade involved? It looked out.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review for LBW. On-field decision is out. I've checked the field placement, it's a fair delivery. Let's start with Frontal first. Appears to be there is a bat involved. Can I have Ultra H to reconfirm if there is bat involved? Just freeze the replay there. I can see a spike as the ball is on the bat. Satisfied. Langton, you need to change your decision. Let you know whenever you are on screen. You're on screen signaler.
Hit the cover of it. 3 down then.
That there is typical Scott Edwards. Using his feet in his own inimitable fashion. He won't be a power hitter, but he just moves about the crease quite a lot once he spends time there.
There's a lot to admire about what Nepal have done here. I mean, they have defended this with their lives. They might and probably won't get up and win this game, but by goodness, have they shown some real steel about this. And it's not over yet. And if they can get O'Dowd and get 2 new players in, who knows?
Over. 3 down for 73.
Ian Smith regaled us with his experience of drawing his curtains at 5:30 this morning when he came back for his run. And now outside, it's totally different overhead conditions. The sun is out, Smithy, so it was well worth your early rise and coming to the ground.
Actually, I predicted it about halfway through my 17th kilometre. I looked at the sky and I thought to myself, it's clearing. It's clearing. And if I can just get back in time to get the bus to the ground, we might see some cricket.
To more serious stuff, you know, you did that magic moment a little while ago of Yuvraj Singh in 2007, the T20 World Cup. The Pindra Singh Irie hit 6 sixes in that game against Qatar off Cameron Khan earlier this year as well. Only the 3rd person to do it in T20s, Kieron Pollard against Sri Lanka at Coolidge and Antigua, I think 2021. So 3 people have done it. Irie, Yuvraj Singh, who did it in a World Cup, and Kieron Pollard in a bilateral series.
Six sixes made the headlines way back. What was it? Must have been 68, 69. Gary Sobers versus Glamorgan. I think Ravi Shastri also hit 6 sixes in a domestic game.
Yep. But we just saw another glimpse there of Scott Edwards' busyness. The way he runs hard between the wickets. He doesn't have the power of some, but he will run you into the ground if you allow him to spend time at the crease.
Good player of spin bowling also. He'll use the crease. And as Ian Bishop was just mentioning, he'll not allow you to settle down.
It's an interesting innings from Max O'Dowd. Whether they just decided right from the get-go, the Netherlands will just get the runs, eh? Let's just get this in the win column and forget about the run rate situation overall. Whether it'll come home to bite them, we do not know. And let's also say they haven't been allowed to dictate.
Yeah, your point is well made. I think you made it last over. I love Nepal. I love what I saw from them in the qualifiers. I love what I saw from them in 2014 when they won 2 games, lost 1, but did not qualify for the next round because of net run rate. Bangladesh did it. And all of those are cautionary tales.
So what happens if Nepal loses this game and takes this game to the 20th over? I mean, yeah, they'll suffer a loss, but from net run rate point of view, I think this could be an interesting situation from them as well. So what they need to do right now is to drag this innings as deep as possible. That was pretty needless. Exuberance of youth, possibly.
So you see in 2 balls what Scott Edwards is about. Orthodox sweep, reverse sweep. Not as strong down the ground, not that he can't hit it there, but he looked to use whatever pace and angle is available.
Single yielded of the last ball of that over. We're done with 15 overs, 79 for the loss of 3.
5 overs remaining in the match. The Netherlands scoring 79 runs.
It's been a battle. It's been tough work for batters all day on this surface. It's overhead, as you can see from the blue sky. It's much, much more pleasant for batting now, but they've had to work super hard. So far, the results in this tournament. What about Namibia and Oman providing the highlight? A super over game. Fantastic. And the bad news for England and Scottish fans, match abandoned. And how important will the old rain be in this tournament? Because there's a bit around.
He's got a couple of overs left. Bohara is known as someone who thrives in this stage of a game. He's very good with the Yorkers. He's very accurate with them as well, and he enjoys bowling in his closing overs. He can just pick up a couple of wickets, also maybe just create some pressure from the one end. This could be a fascinating final 5 overs with just about a run a ball required for the Netherlands. He's in conversation now, Bohara, with his captain. All right, Powdell is just asking for a change now in the field. Well, initially they were going for square leg up, but they've decided no, keep a square leg back. And they're going to have mid-wicket coming in. Loves a sweep, does Edwards. Just what was required for Nepal to kick off a very important phase of this chase.
Watch out, Netherlands. This game is not over yet. Run a ball required, and if you keep losing wickets like that, Nepal is in the game. It's a nice and straight delivery. That's what he's been doing. Little under edge onto the stumps. They will take it. 27 required of 28, and they've lost their 4th wicket. 80 for 4, and skipper Edward gone for 5.
Slightly different role for Basteleda today. He more than often will be at 3 and 4. He has batted as low as 6 before in his career, but he usually gets used in positions 3 and 4. So normally will bat a little bit earlier in the innings, and now he's tasked with trying to finish this off for the Netherlands. And he's batting with the well-set Max O'Dowd, who's been there a long time. Max O'Dowd in his last few T20 international innings, he spent a lot of time at the crease, but he will often go at about this strike rate, around 100, maybe just over. It is all that's required, but the pressure is on now.
And Rob Polder might be a very young man in terms of years, but he's quite an old man in terms of cricket knowledge here and the way he's going about this, because he is dragging it out. He is in no hurry to give this away.
Coach Monty Desai speaks very highly of Road Paddle and how enthusiastic he is as a player, how he's very good at bringing the team together. The two of them have worked very well together as well as coach and captain. And this is what they've been able to do for Nepal, is in tough situations, they still manage to pick up wickets. They've been together for a couple of years, coach and captain, and they've had a lot of success. Monty Desai took over in 2023, and since then they've had a lot of success and managed to get themselves to this stage.
Yeah, Edward just moving away, giving himself room to just play through that cover region. The ball hurried up a little bit, but the under edge onto the stumps. One thing is for sure, that debate of run rate is gone now. Now they just need to win this game. They've got to make sure that they get those 25 runs or 26 with ease. Don't have to have any more hiccups.
Yeah, down leg side. Not easy for the keepers up to the stumps.
Well, that could have been the catch of the century. It's only 2024, but it could have been one of the greats from a wicket-keeping perspective. Standing up, a little nick high, that is stuck. Oh.
Well, he continues to deal in singles, Max O'Dowd. He's done that for a little while now. It's 84 for 4. .23 needed from 24. Same stage. Nepal also had 84 on the board. The only difference was they were 7 wickets down. They struggled to find the finish that they would have wanted. Max O'Dowd, though, is well set, just as we saw from Road Paddle, who was also well set. Still batting to come for the Netherlands. Taja Nidamanuru is somebody who can definitely get them over the line. So can Logan van Beek. He's done it for them recently. Pringle too. So they've got batting. That's not an issue. Now where to from here with 4 overs to go for this innings and this chase. He'll keep taking the singles, Max O'Dowd.
Yeah, Max O'Dowd's wicket is going to be very crucial. I know they've still got plenty of batters to come, but if Nepal can manage to get O'Dowd's wicket right now, you never know. There'll be a few butterflies in the camp.
I don't think they've been sitting confidently in that dugout this whole run chase, to be perfectly honest. And yet they did such a great job with the ball and in the field, the Netherlands themselves. You would have thought they were really confident about doing this with their experience, but that's just not been the way. They have not been permitted to take luxuries.
subject of experience. Dakal bowler, just 22 years of age. He's only playing in his fourth T20 international. And he's bowling in a very tough situation as well. His captain tossed him the ball at a crucial stage. It's been a while since the last boundary.
Nepal didn't do justice with the bat in hand, but when you talk about their effort in the field, apart from dropping one catch, they have not disappointed anyone. The crowd here have their money worth. They've seen their heroes in front of them, and they're really putting in some serious effort here. Good fielding once again. Required run rate over 6 now, 6.32.
So we're going a little bit quicker on this occasion. Just 4 runs off that over. That's 88 for 4. This could very well go down to the last over. If it does, the questions come in. How much does Nepal want to defend in the last over? That penultimate over we so often speak about as well as being one of the most important in a chase. Can they just keep some runs in the bag to defend? Netherlands would love to lift the lid on this pressure cooker right now. Are they going to be able to do that? Well, I don't think they would have thought, considering the conditions, the heat, the fact that the pitch would have dried out a bit, that they're chasing 107, that it would go down this close.
Yeah, there were few players out there taking the drinks for the batters, and I think there'd be a message in it too, that this is the over. You can't really drag this game into the last 2. Look to get a big over right now. You got wickets in hand, but you don't want to go into the last couple of overs and have maybe 8 an over or 16 in 2.
Sompel Kami's got 1 more over. He's trying to get it into that block hole, just stop him possibly from getting underneath it.